Today, I'm canning potatoes. It is so easy, so come along and I'll show you guys how to do it. This right here is the recipe and directions that I use. If you've pressure canned before, just go ahead and follow this and voila, it'll be done. But if you don't know how to, I will walk you through step by step and show you how to do it. Now, before we actually prep the potatoes, I'm gonna get a pot of water on the stove and bring it to a boil. So doing that, and then over here in the oven, I'm gonna turn this thing on to 250. And that is to sterilize the jars that I already have in there. Ignore the eggshells, I cook those for fertilizer in my garden. But anyway, those are my quart-sized jars. Lastly, I got my other stuff out. We'll need salt, your lids, your rings, this to help get the water in, your pot of water, obviously your potatoes, and then your pressure canner. All right, now let's prep those potatoes. To prep these potatoes, all you're gonna do is wash them off and then peel them and cut them. Okay, so the potatoes are done being cut up. My water came to a boil, so I pulled it over here. My jars were done being sterilized, so I pulled them out of the oven. So I brought everything over here. Now I'm gonna prep it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill our jars with potatoes, and then we're gonna put a teaspoon of salt in each one, because these are quart-sized jars. It'll be a half a teaspoon of salt if you're doing pints. And then we're gonna cover it with water, and we're gonna fill it up pretty much to the bottom of that line so it has 1 inch head space left over. We're going to wipe the tops off to make sure they're completely dry and cleaned. We will grab our lids and then dip them in there for 2 to 3 seconds each, then put them on top, screw our bands on, and we're ready for the pressure cooker. Okay, something I forgot to mention is that once you get the jars filled, kind of take a butter knife and go down and push on them, and you'll see air bubbles come out. You want to get those air bubbles out of there. Then we're gonna put our lids and bands on and get them ready for the pressure cooker. Okay, all 7 jars are filled, ready to go, so we're gonna get them put into our pressure cooker. They're all in there, we're ready to go. Now we're gonna fill this thing up with water, halfway up the jars. Then shut that off. Now, we're gonna watch for this because we needed to cook at 10 pounds of pressure for 40 minutes. So we're just gonna wait until that gets up to there, and then we'll start our watch. It's been about 15 minutes. You can hear that it's boiling now, and the pressure gauge is starting to go up. Okay, we're there. Actually a hair over 10, but anyway, we're gonna cook this for 40 minutes. And honestly, to sustain here, I've just got this on low heat, and it's keeping up just fine. All right, time's up. So we're gonna turn the burner off, and we will allow this to cool until the pressure gauge goes all the way down to 0, in which case we can take the lid off and pull the jars out. We'll set them on a towel and let them cool overnight. Okay, we're ready to take the lid off. This is back down to 0. The button in the back is flattened down right here. And then over here, if I move this, no steam or pressure comes out. So we'll take the lid off, get the jars out.